Hi guys, in this video we are going to brush up our concepts of coordinate geometry that you had learned in class 9. We'll use a question which should help us come to speed. The question is as following. In which quadrant or on which axis do each of the points -2, 4, 3, -1, -1, 0, 1, 2 and -3, -5 lie? Verify your answer by locating them on the Cartesian plane. Alright, I think this question is perfect in terms of it covers the length and breadth of what we have studied till now. First, what is the Cartesian plane? We know the xy axis that you see here. That's called the Cartesian plane. It is also typically called as the xy axis, xy plane. So that's for that. The other thing that we need to know is the quadrants. I'll help you recall. We have 4 quadrants in this. The first quadrant is the one in which x and y both are positive. That's the first quadrant. The second quadrant is where x is negative but y is positive. In the third quadrant we have both x and y as negative, and in the fourth quadrant we have x positive while y is negative. So these are the 4 quadrants, and once we identify each of these points, we plot them on this axis, we will know what quadrant they lie in. So let's start with the first point in this case. The first point we have is -2 and 4. So okay, before we do that, I would also like to help you recall that all points are effectively written in the form of x, y. What is this? This is the x coordinate and this is the y coordinate of the point which we have to point. The x coordinate is also called as the abscissa, while the y coordinate is called as the ordinate, right? So the point, for whatever the point is on say the x-axis, its position on the x-axis is called its abscissa, or the x coordinate. It's the position of the point on the y coordinate or the y-axis is called the ordinate or the y-axis. So that's about the x and y coordinates. Now let's plot these points. Let's take the first point. The first point is -2 and 4. So -2, we start with the origin. Origin is the point where the x and the y axis intersect each other, and we go -2 on the x axis, so it's -1, -2, and we have 4 on the y axis, positive 4, so we go 1 positive, 2 positive, 3 positive, 4 positive. So the point that we are looking for is -2 and 4. I'd like to mention at this point that as the convention goes, x coordinate is always written first and the y coordinate is written second. So if you are given any point, say -5, -7, then it is very clear that -5 is the x coordinate and -7 is the y coordinate. Never confuse on that point. So with that, let's move to the next point. The next point in this case is 3 and -1. Let's plot that. 3 we go this time we go on the positive side from the origin, so we got 1 positive, 2 positive, 3, while we have to go -1, so this is -1. So the point that we are looking at is the one which combines these two, and this is -3 and -1. That brings us to the third point. The third point is -1, 0. Let's identify that. It's -1 and 0. We see that on the plane we have minus. We identify -1. While on the y-axis we go nowhere because it's 0, so there is no movement, and the point is here, which is just a second. The point is this, which is -1 and 0. Notice this is not part of any one quadrant, it's on the axis, which is this is the x-axis in this case. So -1, 0 is on the x-axis. The fourth point we have here is 1 and 2. Let's give it a color purple. 1 and 2, and let's measure this. We go positive 1 on the x-axis and 1 and 2 positive 2 on the y-axis, and find the point which is +1 and +2. That's the point, the fourth point. And the fifth point is again, let's give a fluorescent yellow. That should make things up light. -3, -5. On the graph we go -3 on the x-axis. Again we go horizontal first, so it's -3, 1, 2, 3, and then we go -5, so we have to go down, and this is minus. We go -1, -2, -3, -4, -5. So the point that we get is it's -3, -5, and that's the final point that we have to plot. So we can clearly see that point 1, 2 is on the first quadrant, -2 and 4 is in second quadrant, -1 and 0 is on the x-axis between quadrant 2 and 3. What we have is -3 and 5 is in the third quadrant, and -1. Oh, I'm sorry. This is not -1. This is 3 and 1, not -3. So let's correct that. It's 3 and -1. That's on the fourth quadrant. So that essentially covers things up for all the points that are given here, and I believe you would have now come to speed to understand new concepts on coordinate geometry. Okay, this. Well,